Right now, across 48 countries, the vast Asian academic landscape encompasses nearly 12,000 institutions and over 800,000 scientists. This massive current footprint is the direct result of decades of aggressive regional expansion. This is a choropleth map showing the overall ranking distribution of Asian academic systems. You can see a strict geographic hierarchy here. A select group of nations, particularly China, Japan, and India, hold dominant regional positions. Looking at this immense scale, the default assumption for policymakers is straightforward. Expanding the institutional footprint by building more universities will inherently generate a globally competitive academic system. But the data shows a distinct decoupling between raw institutional mass and elite global visibility. The country possessing the largest number of universities on the continent is largely absent from the highest echelon of academic performers. This chart ranks the top 40 individual institutions across all of Asia. India operates over 4,000 universities, more than any other Asian nation, yet its representation in this absolute top tier is notably sparse compared to its overall volume. Asia does not operate as a single unified academic ecosystem. It is a composite of distinct structural models. Some are built for massive volume, while others prioritize precise efficiency, proving size doesn't guarantee global prestige. This chart illustrates total institutional volume by country. India and Indonesia define the scale-driven model. Together, they operate over 6,200 institutions, dwarfing the rest of the region in sheer physical capacity. But institutional count only measures capacity, not output. To accurately gauge quality, we have to track conversion efficiency, the specific percentage of a nation's total universities that successfully break into the global top 1,000. This chart tracks top 1,000 representation. Despite its size, India converts only 2.2% of its universities, while Indonesia doesn't register. At the top, Hong Kong pushes 33.3% into the top 1,000, and Singapore 25%, maximizing their prestige efficiency. The underlying mechanism driving this efficiency is human capital allocation. These compact systems avoid spreading researchers across hundreds of campuses. Instead, they cluster their scientific talent into highly controlled facilities. This map visualizes the density of scientists per institution. The large red nodes over Hong Kong, Singapore, and specific Middle Eastern nations show exactly where human capital is highly concentrated, standing in sharp contrast to the diluted resources of the sprawling systems. Broad expansionist policies naturally dilute financial and human resources. Achieving top-tier global visibility requires strict resource concentration and high researcher density. To understand how the highest levels of prestige are generated, we have to dissect the top of the academic hierarchy and identify what actually constitutes an elite institution in Asia. This chart displays the 40 highest-ranked institutions in the region. China dominates numerically, but notice the green bars. These represent institution-funded organizations, highly concentrated scientific bodies, rather than traditional universities, forming the hidden architecture of Asia's elite tier. These institutes bypass the broad-spectrum demands of a traditional university. Removing undergraduate education allows them to channel their funding into targeted research productivity. This chart isolates those institution-funded organizations. China, India, and Japan dominate this sector, deploying these specialized bodies as strategic tools for global output. The integration of highly visible public flagship universities alongside these specialized research institutes creates a dual-engine prestige generator. National systems relying solely on traditional university frameworks operate at a disadvantage. They are consistently outmatched by systems utilizing this dual-engine research architecture. Static rankings only capture a single moment in time. To predict the future hierarchy of Asia higher education, the defining metric is ranking momentum. Plotting median world rank against average rank change creates a diagnostic tool. In the bottom left quadrant, India and Indonesia show massive volume but competitive regression. They are losing ground. In the top right, China breaks the pattern, merging scale with elite conversion and upward velocity. China dominates strategically because it leverages the specific advantages of its regional competitors simultaneously. It pairs the scale of India with the prestige efficiency of Singapore and the dual-engine research structure of Japan. The penalty for stagnation is clearly quantifiable. Large systems failing to optimize for quality are losing global standing as smaller, highly focused nations move past them in the rankings. The evidence suggests that institutional growth alone has hit a point of diminishing returns. Regional leadership now depends on a system's ability to pivot from building volume to concentrating resources where they can generate elite-tier visibility.